Welcome to this video. My name is Tessa, I am a software engineer at Cellro, and I want to talk to you about automation in lathe processes. I will give you an overview of the different possibilities, and all of these possibilities are applicable to our complete product range and are also easy to configure in the HMI. Common shapes in turning processes are usually cylinders or discs that can stand on a tray, or bars, either long or short, which can lay flat on a drawers. But other shapes, like examples here, are also possible. You may also require a specific rotation in the machine clamp, or maybe the shape after machining is completely different from the shape when you've put it in. All these are possible with our robot cells. And I hope you may recognize some of these products as similar to your own and know that we can handle all of these. I will give you an overview of all of the functionalities using this picture, and now it is empty, but we'll start filling this with all robot handling options. First, we start with the robot configuration, and this is the product shape and size, the gripper type, and storage options. And on the machine side, the machine configuration, you may have a 3-point clamp, which opens either inward or outward, or a collet clamp, or maybe a mandrel. Now, on this collet clamp, we'll discuss more later. Cylinders or discs are usually placed on a grid in the tray and picked with a 3-point gripper. Bars are usually placed on supports with cutout V shapes, which are clicked into the inlay, and the bars lay across these and are usually picked with a 2-point gripper. Now, there are many flow options, which I will discuss with you now. The simplest one is to place a raw part in the machine it, and take it out again. This means that the robot will take a part from the tray and put it into the machine, start the machine, and when the machine is processing, take a second raw part from the tray, and after processing, exchange the two parts and put the processed part back into the tray. You may have two machine processes on one spindle, and we can turn the product between the first and second process, so place it the other way around back into the spindle. Or you may have two processes where the subspindle takes the part from the main spindle. So this means that the robot will place a part in the main spindle and take it out of the subspindle. Or you may have a bar feeder, and the robot takes separate parts from the one bar and maybe scrap the last leftover part and put this on a separate bin. Now, these were the basic flows, and you can start with this, start small and expand later. So we'll now continue with more options within these flows. So in this example, the robot takes a part from the tray and before putting it into the spindle, blows the spindle clean and then maybe use a push start to push it against the stop of the spindle. After processing, it will exchange for another raw part and will take the processed part into a blow box to be put back into the tray completely clean. Now, another example is the center station. This is where the robot picks a part and places it over the station, drop it a little bit and go down and regrip it again to be absolutely sure that the product is always placed in the exact same depth into the machine clamp. After this, maybe the robot starts a measuring program on the machine, and if the machine program decides that a part is not okay, the robot can also take this part out and put it on a separate scrap bin. In this example, the machine has a blow point inside of it, and after taking a product out of the spindle, the robot can position it under this blow point to clean it, and then maybe go to the turning station to turn it and place it back into the machine, or just go back to the tray. Maybe you don't want the parts back on the tray at all, because maybe your machine has its own outfeed, like a conveyor, and the robot will only place parts. Or you want the robot to place the parts on a conveyor, a pallet, or something else of your choice. This is all possible. Or you may want the parts to not immediately go back to the tray, but take samples. For example, you can set every first or every sixth part to be put to a special place to wait for approval of the operator before continuing. Now, these were our examples, and these are all parts of our standard software or are prepared in such a way that we can add them later. So this means it is not necessary for you to know exactly what you need when you will buy a robot cell from us. So our robot cell will always be prepared for your future orders. Now, for a detailed description on how to configure a job like this on the HMI, please see a film made by my colleague where all of this is shown. We'd like to share the technology we use and also developments we see in the industry to use your machine more effectively. One of these functionalities is collet exchange, automatically exchange collets in your lathe. The robot will pick a collet, place this in your machine clamp, then go to pick a product from the tray and place this inside of the collet. Collets are often used for precise gripping, but also to automate various smaller jobs. Different small series can continue one after another without the need of manual changeover. These collets can be stored, for example, on the frame of a robot cell, like in the accelerate behind me, or we may use a special tray, like the elevate. Now, we often get the questions, how do I prevent operators from accidentally switching up these different collets, as they are sometimes very much alike? We know how important precision is, and we know you don't want everyone to just be able to access these collets. So, for this reason, we have our collet trays behind a login. So, only trained employees with the password will be able to change collets. Every aspect of a job configuration is done in the HMI. For example, this collet job. This consists of product size, cycle options, gripper choice, storage, and machine configuration. The collets are stored in a collet inlay, which is assigned to a tray. Schedule your job, press start, and check its progress. In addition to collet exchange, we now also have jaw exchange. Of course, this is only possible if your chuck allows for automatic change. And for example, we have this video of Autoblock. At the start of the job, the robot will place the correct jaw into the clamp and then place parts. This will also allow for automatic continuation of various jobs without changeover. More on intelligent automation in one of our next sessions. If you want to discuss your products or various handling options that you may wish to see, please contact us. Our international team of dealers and partners will make time for you.